It's week 4 of the National Football League, and we've got the Bengals' sure-handed wide receiver.
We are just inside the Beltway, about 10 miles east of the Capitol Dome as we come to you from FedEx Field here in Landover. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Washington team as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Bengals here, they've got to be pleased with the start to this season. Obviously, a perfect 3-0.
3 good quality wins, too. It's got people in the locker room excited. They're thinking that this could be their year.
Fall is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in week 4. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
Green throwing to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Good, sure hands there from a guy not accustomed to catching a whole lot of passes. But how about the way he was able to pull that one in and pick up good yardage?
And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. They're the favorite, no question. And when they score like that on the opening drive to set the tone, you're the underdog on the other bench. That's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, because you can't bring the home crowd into it. Because you're counting on that to be a part of your equalizer, ride their momentum. But you have to give them something to cheer for. So now what you're worried about is they're better than we are. We can't get going. Are we about to get blown out?
Good news, still a long way to go. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. At a glance at the man under center at 6'5", he always demands attention.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Here's Gibson to start the drive. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 14 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
There were some signs of life from their ground game last week, but overall, just a so-so performance. Everyone knows they can make a slight improvement how they contribute to this aspect of the offense. Linemen can set their blocks and hold them a little bit longer, and he can be quicker to the hole and hit a lane. If they do that, they should get some better numbers produced this week.
This defense for the Bengals, they were excellent a week ago in the win over Pittsburgh.
Even better than that, they pitched a shutout in that game, and I'm telling you, trust me on this one. That's a confidence builder for the rest of the season. When you get a defense that puts together a performance.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. The start of this game shaping up nicely on that visiting sideline.
Yeah, how about that? You get your points on the opening drive. Then you get a big sack there on third down. And you make the home crowd go, shh.
There is a hush indeed. Tressway on fourth down is sent out to punt. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fielded at about the 28. A terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Throwing to start the drive. Green. Now he'll throw deep left side. Touchdown. A big play there. With touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make the score 14-0. Those are the kind of drives they like on offense, from the coordinator to the quarterback, the line, everybody. 1 play drive and into the end zone for 6. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gibson. Gibson gets hit, and he fumbles it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Abrams nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
Point after here coming up. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way. The fumble return for a touchdown. So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Now we get another look at Washington on offense. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun. Abrams flushed to, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And that'll bring up 4th down on the big sack with a loss of 5. Now the former Oklahoma Sooner Tress Way on to punt the football. And we'll see what he can do on the return. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Bengals set to take over. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Throwing to start the drive. Green. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. Well, obviously they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far down.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Their mobile, agile quarterback. His 2nd touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up. I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this league could become.
Extra point forthcoming. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A nice, tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Throwing to start the drive. Abrams. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Abrams, and this is incomplete.
The defender certainly didn't forget about him leaking out of the backfield. There was a guy ready and waiting to pick him up in coverage, and that throw had no shot.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Straight ahead, Gibson. And slow going there as he'll only get a yard, maybe, up to the 41. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. Back to throw. Abrams eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he's on to punt for Washington. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded just inside the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Covered a lot of ground there, 81 yards on the punt return. And the Bengals are able to widen their lead here in this first half. A lot of times they want this guy just to try to flip field position. He flipped it all the way into the end zone.
Yeah, the rule of thumb is, can you pick up 10 yards? That's getting a 1st down. Instead, he takes it all the way and provides a big spark for his team.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. Well, we know he has home run hitting ability in the punt return department, and he showcases it there all the way back for 6. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. Time again to see Terry McLaurin in the Washington offense. There's a lot of talk in training camp about him getting off to a hot start this year, saying that they needed that. Well, he's done it through the first month.
Kind of reminds me of one of those great musical groups where one person has their name out front, then they have the backups, right? He's the guy out front because the backups...
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That one will set him back nearly 10 yards here on 1st down on the sack.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Looking to throw. Abrams. And that nearly intercepted. For a guy knows those hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. And now the punter, Tressway, as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 33. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals getting set to go. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Bengals have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown.
Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure those shoulders get around and you get back square so you can get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Commanders offense returning to the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Abrams, and he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Back to throw. Abrams. And that is incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Tressway now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. They go play action here on 1st down. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
Oh, a lot of credit to the play caller here. He saw the design in his mind and implemented it. A little zone stretcher here because they started the tight end on the left side of formation and sent him on a crossing route. And this works really well when you can find that space between levels, and they were able to do so for good yardage.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. A good display of power, but ultimately it gets him just inside the 5 to the 4 and no further. On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Off the bootleg. Green. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. It's their quarterback with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack. And they fail on the try for 2. Tried to roll out and make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there is really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Washington going to go on offense now late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Green. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. He'll get it inside the 20, and they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Off play action. Green. And it's caught. Touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals extend their lead yet again.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Commanders back out late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game.
Who is on here besides me?
They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Operating from the gun, Abrams. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. And he continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. And these sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you guys in a bit. But first, time for a trip around the league on this final weekend of September.
Me. Oh, okay.
We'll begin out in Houston, and it's the Patriots leading that one in the second quarter. Damian Harris accounting for the lone scoring thus far as he's cashed in with a touchdown run. From there, we make the trip east as we head all the way to Jacksonville to check on the Jags, and they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. Trevor Lawrence with a couple of touchdown passes there. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for the Bengals in that first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break. Final adjustments being made for the second half. Whether they'll amount to much in a game that's already pretty well decided, well, that's another question. Nevertheless, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks. Yeah, that's something to consider. Are we in for more one-way traffic here in this second half? It has not been a competitive game to this point. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense ready to go to begin the third quarter. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD. Well, I mean, you get it. They're trying to make something happen here in this third quarter, CD, but I don't think a pick six is exactly what they had in mind.
No, not at all, because this offense, they've been stuck all game long. Haven't dented the scoreboard yet, and they're kind of forced to take a few chances here, and that one, it backfired in a big way.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
To throw on second down, Abrams. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. To throw on third down, Abrams. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six for a Bengals TD.
Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick six, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
And now the offense for the Bengals being called back out as they'll try to add on 2 more. They'll try and throw for it. That's caught at the 1. And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field.
The disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
On first down, Abrams throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle made at the Bengals 36. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
The Bengals offense returns to the field. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 11, he goes down. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Delay of game, offense.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Still 4th down. Ready. Ready.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. 30. 10, and all the way in for a Cincinnati score. That certainly went against the traditional ways of playing football, but who cares? Look at the result. Big touchdown.
They went for it on their own side of the 50. So there's conservative, there's aggressive, and there's really aggressive, which is what we just saw there. Tip of the cap to them.
An extra point attempt here still to come. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming.
To throw again, Abrams. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football, and the Bengals grab it. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Cincinnati touchdown. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. And you talk about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a 2nd time.
Now the extra point. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Back onto the field now, the Commanders offense. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game to take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
On the draw, it's Gibson.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
They just keep trying, but so far, finding no room for him to run.
None whatsoever. In fact, you run the numbers. He's under 3 yards a carry at the moment. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. His throw incomplete. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Abrams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. Well, those backups on the sideline, they got to be eagerly anticipating the 4th quarter upcoming. Look at the size of the lead, how they're moving the football. This defense really struggling and giving up plays like we just saw.
Yeah, Stars have certainly done all they've needed to in this one, haven't they? But my question is, will he be able to resist the urge to continue to run things up a bit and get his main guys a few bonus stats before he calls them off?
Back now at FedEx Field.
At the 23, it's 2nd and 12.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And Bengals on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown Bengals. From 17 yards out.
And the Bengals are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Commanders' offense set to take over.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Gibson here running out of the gun.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll lose a yard there. It's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Abrams over the middle here to Brown. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Looking to throw. Abrams. And that will be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. And some space here. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete.
And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as the defense nowhere to be found there. A gain of 20 on 4th down.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the end route, complete. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better 1st quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The kicking team out now for the Bengals as they'll send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. And the Washington offense heading out. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is end the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he'll be out of. And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. On 3rd down, Abrams. This will be caught by Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson, and they're going to get this up to midfield.
Offside. Defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Flushed out right. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for 6.